Okay, good morning. This is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers, and this is the daily eCom planning session. So, my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. If that is you, I'm here for you, and you can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session with me. So, I will tell you how to do that here shortly. But first, let's get into what we're talking about today, which is focus. Like we're in the middle of Q4. We're about to enter December and just want to make sure that we're focusing our energy, our efforts, our work for the remaining, like the rest of Q4. So these are the busiest shopping days that are going to continue to happen. And getting focused, staying focused is going to be extremely important, not losing that momentum that you have in your business. Before we get into the list of suggestions for focus, and again, this is not all of the ways in which you can focus, but these are some things to think about. I encourage you to go download the daily ecom planning checklist. You can go over to the e-commerce planning Facebook group, click on the files section, and then download the monthly, weekly, and daily planning checklist directly from there. It's a PDF. You just download it from the files section. So go over to the e-commerce planning Facebook group to do that. We're live on Clubhouse. We're also live in the e-commerce planning Facebook group. So let's get after it. So here's 5 ways to improve your focus. Now, this is not all of the ways that you can improve your focus, but this is a good way to make sure that this remaining couple of weeks, 5 weeks that you have left in this quarter, that you use them as effectively and efficiently as possible when you have the opportunity. So, number one is setting your working time. What is the time that you're going to commit to work in your business? During Q4, I always encourage that you increase your time just a little bit because of the fact that there's increased sales, increased traffic, increased activities. And so I just encourage you to increase your time just a little bit. Um, if you haven't set your working time, then you can, grab the My Ecom Planner so you can get a little bit more organized and use that to define your time. And then whatever time that you don't have set for working, really do your best to try and stop at that time. So if you're indicating that you're going to work 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours in your business, then your goal is really to stop at the 6 hours or the 5 hours or whatever it happens to be. The reason is because during this time you can feel like you're getting burnout because it's just you're working to sustain a schedule potentially that you don't normally work. If your normal work time is 4 hours every day, 4 hours, 5 days a week, and you're now at 6 hours, 6 days a week, it can get exhausting after a little bit. So make sure that you have a hard stop, and that way you can balance that whole work life, business life, and spend some time with your family, step away, clear your mind, do your best to shut things off. I encourage you to do that after that 6 hours or whatever the time is that you're committing during fourth quarter. But during that 6 hour window, give it everything you got to focus on those income producing activities. Number two, is to clean or declutter your workspace. Now, I am the worst at this. If I were to turn on the camera and turn around so you can see my office and you can see the rest of my house, you'd be like, "Ooh, you got a lot of clutter." Yeah, I have a lot of clutter. And that can affect your ability to focus and to concentrate. And I find that when there's a lot of clutter, my son has a hard time focusing and concentrating. So, clutter can actually affect your ability to concentrate and to focus. During this window, yes, there's a lot of inventory that you may or may not have your hands on, or a lot of paper, a lot of files, a lot of receipts, a lot of whatever it happens to be. Even, if you're doing drop shipping or print on demand, you don't have as much clutter, but you may have some papers that you've like your key things that you're keeping track of. So do what you can to sort of um, declutter your workspace, clear your workspace so that that can help you to be able to focus a little bit better. Even if that means maybe at the end of the day, that you take 5 minutes to just kind of declutter your office and shut the door. And then that way, when you walk into it tomorrow morning, it just is a little bit cleaner than it was before, and you're not just building or piling on. So do what you can to clear, declutter, clean your workspace, or try to stay on top of that. I know that's not the easiest thing to do, depending on your method of e-commerce around this time of the year, because again, you've got increased hours as well. So balancing that all and figuring out, do I have a little 5-minute pocket window where I can declutter a little bit? And also maybe throughout the day, do I have a little 5-minute pocket window that I can go through and declutter just a little bit so that you feel a little less challenged, crowded, whatever. Number 3 is figure out how to build accountability in for yourself. So during the daily ecom planning sessions, I always encourage you, if you want to have a conversation about your business, you want an accountability check-in, you can jump on the Clubhouse and we can talk about your business. We can talk about what you got going on today, what your plan, what you hope to accomplish, what is your agenda or your objective, what are the things that you say, these are my top 3 that I need to get done for the day, no matter what. So the goal is to do better at being accountable to yourself. Maybe one of the things that you can do is just reach out to a family member or friend that maybe is not living in your household, and say, okay, at the end of the day, this is what I'm supposed to get done. Can you call me at the end of the day and just check in with me to see whether or not I got it all done? Or if you have maybe a friend that is in your area or someone that you talk to on a regular basis, maybe an online seller, and you all can become accountable to each other, where you can have a conversation on a daily basis. Hey, this is what I'm doing for the day. And when this is what I got done for the day. And that way you can stay accountable to yourself. Another way is that you can grab the e-commerce planner, and in the e-commerce planner, there are pages where you can document what's happening in your business every single day, those income producing activities that are going to make a difference in your business. And so in the e-commerce planner, that's where you can put that information. You document that in the daily pages. You can flip through your planner, and if you see some blanks, you're not being accountable to yourself. So the goal is to be consistent, be accountable to your activities. And one way of doing that is to fill in your daily pages as far as your income producing results. So that's your listings, number of listings for the day, number of hours you worked in your business, sales, expenses, mileage. So it's all inside the My Ecom Planner. So figure out how to build accountability in for yourself. One of the things that early in my journey is my business partner and I, we would actually schedule blocked time. We would have 1 hour every day where we actually worked together online. We don't live in the same city. And so I would start up, at the time we were using Zoom, I think we were using Zoom. And we would log into Zoom and we would be on Zoom together, but we wouldn't be talking to each other. There'd be some music playing in the background. And so we would maybe have a playlist that when it finished, that was 1 full hour. We would say at the beginning of the conversation or the beginning of the connection that we would connect together is, hey, I'm going to create 10 new listings right now, or I'm going to, get these shipments out. And so that was the beginning of the conversation. Probably took all of 1 minute. And then we would start working, and we would just be on the Zoom together with Zoom being in the background, and we would just be working on our computers. And then when we're done, like that 1 hour is up, the music will be playing. 1 hour is up. Be like, okay, this is what I got done. This is what I got done. All right, good. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And that was it. That's all we did. So there's different strategies you can use to help yourself stay accountable to yourself and to your business and to your progress that you're working to make. You can also use some of these tips and strategies for non-business related things, because there may be some things that you need to get focused on. And so you may decide that you want to use some of these strategies to help you on things that are personal, or maybe in your job, or maybe with your finances or your fitness, education, your education, your diet or health. Always, if you can, put some level of an accountability check in place, even if it's small, so that way you stay accountable to yourself to perform the things that you know that are going to help you and improve things for you. Number 4 is figure out what's holding you back. Sometimes there are things subconsciously, psychologically, that are impacting our ability to move forward. Maybe there's software that you need. Maybe there is an answer that you need from a supplier. Maybe whatever it is, figure out what's holding you back. Sometimes the thing that's holding us back is we don't like to do the big stuff. Like we want to get into the day and do all the little things that take 5 minutes to get done. So we just want to burn through the little list and then we procrastinate or prolong on the big list. Like the one thing that's going to take you, like that activity is going to take me 20 hours. And so because it's going to take you 20 hours to do it, it feels overwhelming and you do everything you can to avoid it, bypass it, ignore it, whatever. And then by the time whatever the deadline is hits, it becomes so overwhelming to you that you're like, you're forced to deal with it, but you're dealing with it in haste. You potentially make mistakes, blah, 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 blah. So figure out how you can whittle away if that's one of the things that's holding you back, is that you want to do the easy stuff, the little things, the quick, fast, and a hurry things, and the things that are complicated, more involved, time consuming, or hard, you put those off. Maybe what you do is you tackle those things one bite at a time, one step at a time. Instead of focusing on the full 20 hours, if your deadline is 2 weeks from now, maybe what you do is you commit to an hour every day for 2 weeks, or an hour and a half or 2 hours every single day for 2 weeks. So you can get to that window of where you've accomplished your 20 hours worth of work. And just say, okay, I'm going to break this up into 10 smaller pieces. And so the first small piece, I'm just going to do this much of the work. And the second small piece, I'm going to do this much of the work on day 2. And then the third one, I'm going to do this much of the work. So that way, again, you're not overwhelmed if that is what's holding you back. But there may be something that's going on psychologically. Maybe you're challenged with being able to focus and to concentrate because, after having COVID, like my brain feels always scattered. And so doing something like neurofeedback or taking some supplements might be the thing that might help you with your focus and concentration. Changing up your morning routine may help you be able to sustain focus for a longer period of time. But figure out what's holding you back. There may be a bunch of little things. And so make tweaks to each one of those little things one at a time, not all on the same day and not all at the same time. Just tackle one at a time. And then over time, you'll see that there's hopefully some level of improvement in your ability to focus and to stay on track. And then number 5, remove, block, or shut off distractions. One of the biggest distractions, I think, right now for a lot of people, social media. Social media just eats up all the time you have. Or binge watching some streaming service, or getting on the phone with friends and family that you haven't talked to for a long time. And you're like, I'm just going to have this quick 15-minute conversation. Then an hour and a half later, you're still on the phone. Like, yeah. So you have got to figure out how to be more committed to the time that you say you're going to work in your business. And number 2, you've got to shut off those distractions. There are some apps out there, of course, more apps on our phones, so we can just continue to drag down the space and the memory on our phones. But anyway, there are apps on your phone that can tell you how long you've been on a specific social media app. You could completely turn off your phone and put it in another room intentionally while you work in your business, and then go pick up your phone then. Figure out what your distraction is, the thing that is holding you back, and figure out how to either remove it from that work window, that space, or minimize it, or better manage it. Like if you have to give your phone to your spouse or to your kids, or, go stick it, I don't know, in a drawer at the bottom of your sock drawer, whatever you need to do, turn it off so that way you can focus 100%. And then replace it with something else, like maybe have some music playing. I listen to music in the background. I can tell you my business partner cannot stand listen to music in the background, but there's certain music that she might be able to work to if I turn it down really, really low. So I have to make sure it's not distracting music, because that will distract her. So it's a fine dance. It's a balance. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you'll tune in tomorrow as we continue to talk about things that you can do to help improve what's happening in your business and the progress that you're making in your business over time. And let someone else know about the daily ecom planning sessions. Invite them to come back and join us in tomorrow's session. So with that, I do invite you to turn up the dial on your e-commerce business and get laser focused with our 2023 My Ecom Planner. This year's ecom planner is the bomb. It is awesome. It's amazing. And we'll be sharing a video that shows the inside of the planner. I waiting for my shipment to come in, but you can go to myecomplanner.com to grab your 2023 e-commerce planner. If you still want the 2022 digital planner, you can go and download that. And you can go to My Ecom Planner for that to grab the 2022 as well. So go grab your My Ecom Planner. It was created for sellers by sellers. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner, and use it to help you in your e-commerce business. If you would like to schedule a free 20-minute coaching session, you can go to ecomsellers.com. Again, ecomsellers.com to schedule your free 20-minute coaching session. You click on free resources, and then you scroll down and you'll be able to schedule a 20-minute coaching session there. And if you need some support on your e-commerce journey, you can definitely sign up for Ecom Sellers Academy. Get all the support that you need. There's so many different perks as part of the eCom Sellers Academy, and it is terribly affordable, $17.99 a month. If you decide you sign up for the lifetime, you can get the lifetime membership for and include an e-commerce planner. So if you sign up for the lifetime, that will include an e-commerce planner. So with that, we are ready to go over the daily ecom planning checklist. If you didn't go download it now inside the e-commerce planning Facebook group. And after we go through the checklist, if you want to talk about your business, you want to continue the conversation, you want to do an accountability check-in, let's chat about it. Let's continue that conversation. You can join the Ecom Sellers Club on Clubhouse right now. And once you go find the Ecom Sellers Club, open up this session that's live happening right now, and let's chat about whatever you got on your mind, whatever your e-commerce method is, whatever your e-commerce platform is that you're selling on, whatever your game plans are, or what is it that you want to be held accountable for today? What's on your agenda? So with that, let's go through the daily ecom planning checklist. All right, so the daily ecom planning checklist. The goal is to always be intentional and be consistent in the things that you do in your e-commerce business. Those things are going to help move the needle regardless of your e-commerce method. So there are three major things that we're going to be doing. One, we're going to be talking about some things you should be doing the night before. Two, we're going to be talking about the things you should be doing the morning of. And three, we're going to be talking about the things that you should be thinking about that's happening in the future. So the first one, the night before, in order to, again, help with the topic today of focus, definitely go through and let's just assess how the day went at the end of your day. So last night, your goal was to go through and assess your day. How did it go? What did you get done? What was on your agenda, your checklist, your schedule, your goal for the day? And were you able to accomplish it, or do you need to move it to another day? Did some things fall off your radar? What was the progress you did or did not make in your business? Okay. So you're going to assess that. We're not going to beat ourselves up over the stuff we didn't get done. We're going to celebrate the things we did get done, and we're going to make a decision about those things that we didn't get done. The next thing the night before is that we're going to go ahead and update our daily tracking stats. Those tracking stats are inside the My Ecom Planner. So it's everything from the number of listings to your sales, to your profit, to your expenses, to your ads, all of the stuff that you do on a daily basis, the orders that you fulfilled that are going to actually impact your business in a positive way, or at least increase your awareness of what's happening in your business. So update your daily tracking stats. Just take a couple of minutes to do that. Then number three is to go through and look at your online calendar. What's happening for the day? What do you have on your online calendar for personal, for business, and for your job if you have a job? So go look at that online digital calendar and let's figure out if we, need to make any adjustments. And this is your online calendar for tomorrow because you're doing this the night before. So what's coming up so that tomorrow is not a surprise and you're not reacting to tomorrow. You're actually mentally preparing yourself for tomorrow. Then number four is to, before you go to bed, build out a draft version of your schedule. If you didn't already build one out the morning of, then you can build one that night so that way you have an idea of what you're going to be doing tomorrow. The great thing about building a draft version of your schedule is that then overnight while you're sleeping, your subconscious mind can be thinking about what it is that you want to do. And then over time, you start to make a little more progress and be a little more productive, and you're able to gain momentum in your business because every day you do an accountability check in with yourself at night, and at night you're building that schedule, reviewing it, and your subconscious mind is working on helping you stay on point, stay on track, stay focused the next day. It's reminding you every time your train falls off the tracks or you fall off the horse, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. So that's that little, I don't know if you want to call it the devil and the angel on your shoulder, but it's your subconscious mind just kind of reminding you this is what you're supposed to be doing right now. What you're doing was not on the agenda. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, because we dreamed about it. We visualized it all night long. So build your draft schedule. Make sure that you incorporate everything as much as you can that's going to be happening in the day. Not just your business side, but also your personal. If you already have some established routines around getting up in the morning and reading your Bible or meditating or doing yoga or going for a run, going to go work out, drinking your coffee, staring out the window to look at the birds, like whatever it is you currently do, if that is committed or dedicated time that's serving you well in your life and in your business, or it sort of sets the tone for your day and helps you to be able to function the rest of the day, include everything that you do. And then also incorporate those things that I just sort of mentioned. So we're going to go through like what is on your agenda for meetings and appointments. So make sure you write that in. And what's the drive time you're going to need before and after that? So God gives us 24 hours in the day. What are you doing with those waking hours of anywhere from 16 to 18 hours? Make sure that it's an inclusive schedule. That way, you're building your business into your life and not feeling like your business takes over your entire life. Okay? You're able, hopefully, over time to separate some things. The morning of, right now, today, the first thing you're going to do after if you have a morning routine that's established, when you're ready to settle in, the first thing we're going to do is going to reassess yesterday. We're going to reassess it because sometimes after we go to sleep and we wake up and we're energized first thing in the morning, we remember those little things that we kind of forgot. And so we add those to the schedule. And why do we do that? We add them to the schedule for yesterday because we want to get better at building a building a daily schedule, a better daily schedule. That's what we want to do. We want to get better at that. We want to get better at making sure that our schedule is inclusive for the things that maybe we're not being as consistent about. So your goal is to go back and reassess yesterday, fill in the blanks, make adjustments to it so that way you don't forget. And it also helps you to build a better schedule in the future. Number 2 is we're going to review the weekly priorities. Well, we're at the last day of the month. So we're going into December. So what were your goals for this week? And also what were your goals for the month of November? And in that same vein, we're going to look at that list of goals. That's the next thing on the list. Did we accomplish what we wanted to accomplish in November? We still got one day. Not that we can make an entire miracle happen in one day, but we can do what we can to continue to move the needle in one day. So what are the things that were on our list that we needed to get done today? Our weekly priorities, our weekly habits that we were tracking for this week. So we're at hump day. We're in the middle of the week. Let's look at that priorities list. Let's look at the habits list. And let's also look at the month list. Let's see what we had on the agenda and see if we're on target. Then number 4 is that based on those two, maybe there are some adjustments we need to make to today's schedule. We built a draft version of it yesterday. Let's reassess it today. And if we need to make some adjustments, let's go ahead and make the adjustments. If we don't need to make any adjustments, then fantastic. We will step into this day by reading the schedule out loud, preparing our body, our mind, our energy to be able to accomplish the things we had on our agenda, those that are business and also non-business, personal, whatever that happens to be, getting those things done today. So hopefully, because of the fact that we built this overnight, our subconscious mind will remind us throughout the day when we're off track. We're not doing what we said we're supposed to be doing. The next thing is and keep in mind the one thing. So the one thing, the main thing is, what is the one thing that needs to happen today, no matter what. Now, for some people, they do what's called a top three. What are the top three things I need to get done today, no matter what? The top three can be anything. It could be personal and business. It could be just business, or it could just be personal. So, what's your main thing if things don't go well, if your train gets completely derailed? Anything can cause that. Like kids can get sick and you got to go get them from school. That kind of throws off your day. You get a phone call about a relative, like anything can throw that off. You get a flat tire, like all kinds of crazy stuff. Murphy shows up and he just shows out. So what's the main thing that you need to get done no matter what today? That way you feel like you've accomplished something and you sort of maintain momentum in your business and in your schedule. Number 5 is to write out a draft version of your schedule for tomorrow. So you're going to build a draft schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow's December 1st. Let's go through that process and write out what are the things. And let's eyeball what we said was our agenda, our plan for December 1st or for the month of December, and revisit what were the priorities for this week, because you do have a list of priorities for this week. The last thing is that we're going to do some advanced planning. What are those things that are potentially going to derail us, disrupt our schedule, impact our ability to maintain and sustain momentum in what we're trying to do in our business and in our life? What are those things? We want to increase our awareness about them. Maybe you had a list of doctor's appointments, because I know in December I have a whole bunch of appointments for my kids. And so with that being said, like that's going to impact my ability to get some stuff done, because the drive time for some of these appointments are like 45 minutes to an hour. And so that's like an hour and a half of time that's eaten up. So because I am who I am, I try to think about those things in advance and figure out how I can utilize that hour and a half time to also get some things done. I'm not going to be 100% as productive as I would like to be, but I'm still going to try and do work. And I call that doing work in the pockets. So I'm going to figure out how I can do some of this work while I am driving, not necessarily me driving, because my son can drive now. So I can work in the passenger seat. So I can actually continue to work with my business. I can meet with my VAs. There's stuff that I can do so that that hour and a half is not wasted time. What can I be doing while they're in their appointments? Again, can I create draft listings in advance so that that way I can release those listings while I'm in the doctor's office? I can do that from my phone. I don't need my laptop. So what are some of the things strategically that you can do to make sure that you maintain momentum and consistency? If one of your challenges was creating listings every single day, if that was one of your challenges, then one of the things, again, you can create some extra listings in advance so that way you have draft versions so that you can release a brand new listing every single day. If one of the things that you were trying to do, and here's the deal, maybe your goal was always to create 10 new listings, but on these days where there's going to be some level of disruption or interruption, just creating at a minimum one listing allows you to maintain the consistency of creating listings every day, even if it's just one. So there's this whole philosophy that Jerry Seinfeld had, where he still has. He gets a calendar every year, a brand new calendar, and he puts a red X on every single day that he creates one new joke. Now, creating one new listing is not nothing. It is something. Our goal is always to create more than one new listing, but creating one new listing is something. So your goal is to sustain that momentum in the midst of disruptions, in the midst of family emergencies, in the midst of whatever may be going on, is to figure out, what can I do? So if there are things that you're aware of, that you know that are coming up, that are going to impact your ability, impact your productivity and your focus and your consistency in your business, develop or put plans in place to help you to be able to at least use the Jerry Seinfeld method and at least do one thing. So I may not be able to get out 10 shipments today, but let me at least get one shipment out today. I may not be able to get 10 listings up today. Let me at least get one listing up today. So that way you can sustain the momentum in your business, and then you can get your train back on its tracks after that window is over. So I hope this information is helpful. I hope you use it to help you on your e-commerce journey. Again, my name is Nicole Whitlock, and my passion is helping people on their e-commerce journey, helping them to get organized, get focused, get consistent in their business. If that's you, I'm here for you. You can schedule a free 20-minute coaching session by going to ecomsellers.com, clicking on free resources, and scheduling a free 20-minute coaching session. I do encourage you to grab the 2023 My Ecom Planner. Again, it's created for sellers by sellers. It is the ultimate e-commerce planner, and it will help you on your journey if you use it. So grab the myecomplanner.com right now at myecomplanner.com so that you can put stuff in place to help you for the upcoming year, 2023. And if you want to get the digital is also available right now at an extremely discounted price. And if you need some support on your journey, go join the eCom Sellers Academy. So with that, my passion, my prayer, my hope, my wish for you is that you have an extremely focused, highly productive, and very profitable day. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye for now. We are live on Clubhouse. And so if you want to chat about your business, you can jump over there. Otherwise, we're going to say goodbye for now. Bye, y'all.